Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guests are Rhonda Gray and Maria Schneider of Almost Home. And I didn't mean to cut you off when we went to break, but I wanted to have you finish off what you were saying. I mean, you're saying it's a young mother's not going to be standing on the street corner with holding her baby. I mean, these services are needed. You're getting calls from nurses in delivery wards. But again, just talk about that that transitional process or the transformation that happens through the organization and the women and the mothers that you have changed their lives.
Absolutely. So there's a perception, I think, of teen motherhood or young motherhood, I should say, because we don't necessarily, we work with single women who, are living in poverty. And they want the same thing for their kids that everyone wants for their children. They want a good life for themselves and their kids. And oftentimes they are just facing, barrier after barrier because they've had such traumatic experiences. So getting them to school, that transformational experience starts with us doing some very tactical and practical things, but really it's an inside job. It's really about helping them change their mindset and their self-perception, helping them to feel supported. So I always say that we really are a sanctuary of hope, cleverly disguised as a transitional housing program. And so we really work with the young women so that they can feel more hopeful about what's possible for themselves and their children. And we have some specific services that Maria could probably talk about. I mean, we do life skills classes and counseling. And
we do, and we bring in outside agencies to help specifically if we have moms with newborn babies, or let's say they have toddlers, they just need help with parenting. So we really try to hone in and meet the girls, based on their needs with their parenting, and bring those facilitators in to show them, that there are different ways to do parenting, to make them more comfortable with being a mom and being more confident in being a mom. Because typically when they come in, they just can't believe they are where they are, and we want them to believe in themselves.
Absolutely, and they're thinking about their baby's life as well as their life, and that's a lot. I want to look at some of your impact, your stats, because this is really phenomenal. 90% obtain jobs to provide for their families. 95% maintain stable housing after leaving Almost Home. 57% pursue education beyond high school, enter further job training. Obviously, the programs that you have in place, they're working, and I know it always might feel like there's more that can be done and things that can be done better. But when you look at sort of the impact and transforming lives, what do you look at that has worked right? I mean, do you think it is this sort of personal connection, or is it really what's in place, or is it a combination of them both?
Oh, it's absolutely the personal connection. You can't do work like that. You can't do any type of transformative work without a relationship. And so I think with us, they can stay at our transitional housing program up to 2 years. We also have low-income apartments across the street that they can transition to, and then we have up to 8 years of aftercare. So you're talking for many girls, it's easily a 10-year relationship. So it's not a program as much as it's about the process of developing a healthy relationship that can sustain them as they make those changes. So I think, I'm, with some of the girls, I'm sometimes almost as surprised by, the success or the speed at which they achieve success, because we have girls who come in and get a GED in 60 days. They've been out of school for a few years, and we help them get tutoring and some other support, and once they're stabilized, they have childcare. They can do it in 60 or 90 days, and then they start feeling like, well, now what else can I do? So I think that's the secret sauce, if we have one.
That's wonderful to hear. Were you going to add something to that, Maria?
No, she was talking about relationships, and I think that's as they come in, that a lot of them they don't know what that relationship, they've never had that stable relationship before. So that is definitely the secret sauce.
I know we're almost for time, but I did really want to get in this quote because I saw it on your website and I thought it was really great. It's your quote, that poverty is too old and too complex a problem to apply to the status quo. It's time to disrupt, it's time to innovate, it's time to invest in what works and break the cycle 2 generations at a time.
Absolutely.
So really with what you're doing, it's you're seeing that impact.
It's got to be generational. I mean, we were very much focused on the young women initially when the agency started. They were the primary clients. But in order for that child's life to get better, obviously you want to make the mom's life better, but now we're much more intentional about making sure that your child is getting the support that he or she needs, so that we're actually getting more bang for our buck, in terms of the investment in the girls.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, really phenomenal work. Thank you for being here, and
thank you
for sharing your work. We've got the information there for you on the screen. It's Almost Home, empowering young mothers to become self-sufficient and create better futures. Call the number 314-771-4662. 663 or visit almosthomestl.org. Well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.